Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another TC Talks podcast. We are back after a week's hiatus because last week was just a complete write-off for everybody, I think. But this week is a better week, and here we are on your faces. We've got our community outreach program on the TC Talks podcast today, down in the bottom right corner with Aaron. He's recently released on parole. He is a danger to society, but we love him. So, without further ado, how is everybody? How are we doing? Stu, you well?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. I just see I got my little cut top all day, get a bit warmer in Wales.
I have noticed. There's me in a hoodie, and you practically. I bet you're wearing shorts as well, aren't you?
You know I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, I mean,
and I wouldn't put this top on purely for the pod because I didn't have a top on all day.
Yeah. So when we were playing gaming online earlier, you were topless.
I was literally in my pants. I just don't say anything. So it's just, you don't know. Don't see, you don't know.
I don't know what to say about that. I'm going to move on to Jay. Are you well, buddy?
I'm fine, thank you. I've been in a t-shirt all day.
Good. I'm glad you've been wearing clothes all day. It puts my mind at ease that you've been wearing clothes all day.
Good.
This is actually my third change of clothes for the day. Got some new tracksuit bottoms today. It's been a good day. So I was wearing those. I was also in jeans as well to go out and get the tracksuit bottoms. And now I'm in my pajama tracksuit bottoms. So it's a good day. It's a good day. What are you laughing at, Aaron? What have you been doing? How are you anyway?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Very good.
Good.
And I've been fully clothed all day as well.
Fully clothed all day. See, Stu? Take a leaf out of our book.
That just seems too warm, that is.
Scaring the sheep.
They love it.
I mean, do they?
Well, they don't complain.
No, I suppose as long as you got your wellies like a size up as well, so they can fit their legs in.
Yeah, I mean, the size 13 wellies was a bit difficult to get hold of, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, extra wide fit as well.
Yeah, extra wide.
Yeah, ideal. So this week, I'll give you a little tip into what we're going to be talking about for the main part of the podcast. We're going to be talking about online services. So that'll be things like your PlayStation Plus, your Xbox Live, your Xbox Gamepass, your Xbox Gamepass for PC, PlayStation Now, all of those kind of things. And obviously we've got many people on the pod this evening to give a bit of an impression on their thoughts about it. Now, obviously, we all know generally what everybody's thoughts are about all of these different services, but we thought it'd be good to get people involved out there as well. So we've got a couple of people in the chat already. Bartle Dub Dan is in, Zen Sam is in, and obviously Jay is taking part in the comments as per usual. But what we're going to do, we're going to dive straight into the news. Usually we do what have you been doing this week? What have you been doing that week? And all that. But I think, let's kind of not rub out the last week, but let's kind of put it to the side. Let's start anew and let's go straight into the news with Stupot.
Yes. Okay. So first one is the one this is actually in my news folder for the week. A new Knights of the Republic reportedly in development outside of EA.
Yeah.
That got my interest. There's obviously no news exactly who it is, but it's Knights of the Republic. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And it's like, hello, not by BioWare. Well, I guess BioWare is not really a thing anymore, really, is it?
No.
They're not what they used to be,
Not what they used to be, I think. Yeah, it's more apt. So that is going to be quite interesting. I think everybody's pointing their finger to Obsidian.
Yeah, because they did the second one, of course.
Which was appalling on PC, but they now justified it, 8 years later? So that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it had some development hell issues, didn't it?
Yeah, I remember I was playing it, and you would play a storyline, and it'll just stop. Just nothing. And somebody went, like, a couple of years later, went through all the Xbox discs and managed to get all the parts, and, there were all the fanboys to put it together. But yeah, there was literally just stories just missing from PC. But I guess they were on a tight schedule, to be fair. It's Star Wars, it's EA, they're obviously going, need to do this. So
it's hard to say if it would be Obsidian now, though, because they're Microsoft owned now, and we don't really know what, other than Spider-Man, we don't really know what Disney's thoughts are with getting it on everything or making it an exclusive or what. So
wasn't the original Knights of the Old Republic an Xbox exclusive?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
So
back in those days, like the PlayStation had 1,000 exclusives, the Xbox had 1,000 exclusives. These days you get about 3 a year on each.
Yeah. I mean, that could be something to go by. Because I'm just looking at the news now, and obviously they're saying that it's going to be like a remake, aren't they, rather than a brand new storyline? They're kind of a remake or reimagining of the original. So
in a little way.
I think it will be almost a remaster that rewrites some of the lore to make it canon again, because the current one isn't canon.
It's not.
However, some parts of it have been referenced in, the more modern Star Wars. So it could be almost a Shadow of the Colossus or Demon Souls style remake that recanonizes it. So it'll need some story tweaks and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like Stu, it's one of my favorite games, the original. Yeah. I keep thinking I might boot it up because it's on back compat on the Xbox, so I might boot it up and play it soon because it's been on my mind.
Because we had a revamp of it as well, if I remember. Actually, now plays in 1080, I think, which a long time it didn't.
Well, I mean, that would look rubbish for you now, Stu.
I know. I've recently become part of the 1440 master race. So,
that's not the master race.
It is.
It's halfway towards the master race.
It's my master race. So,
I like 1440p. I think it's a nice sweet spot for getting good performance out of stuff. But I mean, obviously, we can't all have two 4K monitors like you, Jay. What can I say? But yes, I mean, for Star Wars fans, it's good news for the last couple of weeks, really, for everything that or everything that's been announced. Let's be honest, because I mean, we've got so many different Star Wars games coming out and being announced, and obviously you've got all those Star Wars films and programs and stuff.
It's like I tried to put my mind back when I first watched Star Wars when I was 7, and then tell that 7-year-old all of this is going to be essentially weekly Star Wars.
Well, could you imagine if you told that boy who just watched A New Hope that if you fast forward 20, 30 years, you're going to have 9 Star Wars movies, you're going to have 2 standalone movies at this point. Yeah. You're going to have animated movies and animated films. You're going to have the Mandalorian series and everything like that. It's just madness. Yeah. Also, I just noticed in the chat they're all talking amongst themselves. I found it quite rude whilst they're on the podcast. But obviously, Kane didn't do too well on the Royal Rumble the other day.
Did he not?
No.
He got dumped out pretty quick.
Did he?
The winner wasn't disgraceful, Aaron. Shut up.
It was a stupid idea.
It was.
What? It's not a stupid idea. It was a strange idea.
It was. I can't figure out where they go with it. But anyway, that's a podcast for another day.
That's a separate podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, going forward, it is going to be quite interesting. The next sort of, even up to 5 years for Star Wars content.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So let it carry on. Next one, we got Google Stadia news kind of hit everywhere. What was it, yesterday? Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically shutting. it's the internal studios are shutting. I think third-party stuff is still vaguely being released.
Third-party stuff is still getting announced for it. I've had a couple of emails saying that games are coming to the Stadia.
It's classic Google, isn't it? But unfortunately, I think I could be getting numbers wrong, but I think it was about a year ago they gave 150 so developers jobs. They founded these studios or whatever, only for 12, 18 months later to go and axe it. It's very typical Google, unfortunately.
Yes, I'm just looking at this article to do with it. So effectively what they're doing is they're having a rethink of its streaming service strategy. So they're closing down all internal game development and they're providing its streaming tech to third-party publishers, which will obviously allow other publishers to make use of the streaming tech that it used. So, expect to see Ubisoft release a streaming service, and that kind of thing. So whilst it's not going to be around as it should be, as the Stadia is, it'll be a different type of content, I think.
Yeah, which I feel like I'm not surprised at the same time. I mean, I struggled on my weak internet to even play it, so you need something decent to go. Yeah, and we've had services before that've come and gone. I just never had hope for it in the beginning, and it's kind of showing that way anyway.
No, I'm a bit like that. One of their main competitors is
Shadow.
Whatever it's called now, xCloud, formerly known as xCloud.
Yeah.
But the advantage of that is you just get it free with something else. It's not its own standalone. Yeah. Whereas Stadia was always going to climb an uphill battle of being an independent thing that people weren't really making games for.
Yes.
That, they didn't launch it with here's 20 games and this is the only way you can play those games. They sort of trickled out the content, so it was always going to be a pretty steep uphill battle, unfortunately.
The thing I found ridiculous. The tech's brilliant, but the thing I always found was a massive missed opportunity with the whole Google Stadia thing was the fact that you paid your premium subscription cost per month, and this obviously goes back to our main feature topic as well. But so you'd pay your I think it was something like $9.99 a month, $12.99 a month, something along those lines for like the premium option. But you still had to buy all the games in the library, and they were generally more expensive than what you could get on the PC.
Yeah.
So you would pay $12.99 a month, and you still have to pay like say $49.99 for Borderlands 3 or something like that. And it just they could have done so much better with it by just saying, look, pay $12.99 a month. Here's all your games.
Yeah.
Yeah, because am I right in thinking the $12.99 really just enables you to stream?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, for you to stream that game. What's that service, Shadow? Like, I guess in that essence, it's similar. It's not the same, but similar in the essence that you.
Shadow was essentially you had a PC.
Yeah, so
a remote PC. I know Bartledub, if he's still in the chat, he used Shadow for quite a while.
And you just decided you own Steam and stuff, can't you? And just
Okay.
So you do get like free games and stuff with Stadia Pro. It's not that you don't get games for them. I should just make that clear. But it's only like one game a month.
Yeah.
And
so they've got 6 games advertising Stadia Pro on the Stadia website, and they are Hitman 2, Outcasters, Human Fall Flat, PUBG, F1 2020, and Sniper Elite 4. Now, I don't know about you guys, but none of those games would make me want to sub.
No. And
No.
except for Hitman 2, I think you get less than for about 10 of these days, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hitman 2's not the new one either, Stu. So
No.
actually, it's probably about a tenner now.
Oh, yeah, the third.
Yeah.
It's the third
It's
one
the
now.
third one.
Third
that's
one
come
now,
out.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So, they're all about a tenner each. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Stadia Pro is $8.99 a month.
Mm.
So yeah,
Give you the ability to stream that game that you buy.
yeah. Obviously, you do get the free games, and you get free games each month, and they're obviously you get discounts and stuff off the store. But in reality, it's not really that worthwhile. They could have done it so much better. Like Game Pass, free games, job done. Stream them all.
Yeah,
'Cause
just one sub. Yeah, just
Yeah.
one sub. You get all of this. You could even perhaps have 2 layers to it, like a basic sub and a premium sub, and the premium gets you slightly newer games or something like that. So,
because
at
they do
least
a free
there's-
version, don't they?
yes,
Which effectively just gives you the capability of streaming the games, but then you still have to buy the games.
yeah. And I
Apparently,
think-
Cyberpunk plays really well on it.
Yeah, I think the free one wasn't there from day one either. I think they added
No.
that to. Obviously, I think they started seeing issues, so they added that to try and entice people. I'm not sure
Yeah.
it ever worked.
No, I mean, I know we used to have a member on the TC team that did get the Stadia, but yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's just no.
Done.
One of the good things though is you could use it in a browser.
Yeah, true. It had to be Chrome, nothing else. Had to be
Yeah,
Chrome.
well, Google it.
yeah. But right, anyway, next one. I found this quite interesting. So for the first time, Steam users have surpassed 2% of Steam users are using VR headsets for the first time.
I read that today as well. Yeah, that's quite an interesting little stat. That's quite a lot
Yeah.
of VR headsets.
So that's 1 in 50 Steam users in January had a VR headset.
There you go.
Number 1 being the Oculus Rift S. Number 2, the Valve Index. And number 3, HTC Vive.
Excellent. What about a Quest? Any stats to do with the Quest? Or
Oculus Quest, 7%.
there you go.
There you go.
Well, the Quest 2, I believe, is higher though. I think the Quest 2 is closer to 20%.
So just looking at this list by year, I got Oculus Rift S, Valve Index, HTC Rift, Oculus Quest, Windows Mixed Reality. No idea what that is.
That's the HP one, I think.
Yeah.
Is it really?
it's-
Right, okay.
yeah.
Then you got HTC Vive Pro, the Cosmos, then the Elite, a Rift Cat, an iVRY, Sony PlayStation VR. I didn't realize you can use that on
Yeah,
Steam.
yeah,
Interesting. A Pixamax.
yeah.
Then an
Nice.
Oculus Rift DK2. And then it's just other.
That's a development kit, I think. The DK2. That's like the originals.
Yeah, that's the old school Rift before.
Yeah.
Before they released the public one. Interestingly, the list I saw is slightly different. I've just popped it in our Discord, and that has the Quest 2 up above the Valve Index. Interestingly.
Oh,
Wow.
I just reading this a little bit further down in this list I just read. Apparently, Steam itself didn't distinguish between the Quest and the Quest 2
Right.
Because they wanted
gotcha.
their Valve
Models
one slightly
on
higher.
previous
didn't they?
Yeah.
models. So yeah.
They wanted their Valve one tucked in nice at the top, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I mean that's pretty good stats to be fair,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
and good for virtual reality.
Yes, it's coming up. Maybe give a bit more of a poke. Never know. The next one, this is one mainly for most users in the TC team. It's a game I'm not interested in, but apparently the medium is profitable after just a few days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've recouped its development costs in like 48 hours or something.
I wonder how much of that was because we don't really know the behind the scenes of how Game Pass works for developers.
No.
Because I would assume most Xbox and even maybe even PC, but not necessarily, would have played it on Game Pass. I would expect.
You'd imagine so, and also it's, to be fair, it's not, you know, a £50 game or anything. I don't think. I don't know what the price was, but I can't imagine it's a full RRP game.
It's not cheap. If you look on the Epic store,
is it not?
No. Are you looking on? Stu's looking around.
Yes, we're all googling.
I tell you what,
£35.
Don't read the Washington Post's review. Their headline is the medium review: a disjointed, unfulfilling puzzle horror game.
Yeah, the reviews are wild.
They're so mixed.
If you go on Metacritic, it literally ranges from 3 out of 10 to 10 out of 10. It's amazing how, some people hated it, which is bizarre to me because I thought it was very good.
I mean, I've only played a small amount. Obviously, we've had a conversation yesterday. I found how to get into the hotel the second time, and I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. It's not my usual kind of game that I would get stuck into.
Absolutely, I can understand that. It's very much a Silent Hill meets Control sort of game. Yeah. And it's not for everyone. But
I am enjoying the dual world mechanic in it. I think that's a really, really neat touch.
Yeah. From a technical level, even though with that it performs awfully on most hardware. Yeah. From a technical level, it is very impressive that an indie developer has made a game that can render 2 simultaneous worlds like that. It's very impressive.
It has, like you posted in the Discord earlier, it has made me almost think maybe I'm going to uninstall it and wait for a PS5 version.
I suspect there will be various patches in the coming weeks, months, and I'd genuinely be surprised if it didn't hit PS5. There's nothing confirmed or anything, but I'd be surprised if. But then
Bloober Team never really kind of. When they released Blair Witch on the Xbox, they kind of never said anything about the PlayStation as well. They just said in exactly the same way as what they've said this time is that we're focusing on the Xbox.
Yeah, it's a common thing with indie developers. They're a small team. They'll work on one platform. They cut a deal for Game Pass. That was their platform. Just like Fall Guys will eventually land on everything else. Yes, it's inevitable with these smaller studios, I think.
Wasn't Blair Witch Game Pass day one as well?
Yeah, I think it would be very similar circumstances.
So expect come May, June time to be releasing on the PS5.
Yeah, could be a tad longer just because it's a new hardware of game, but I'd be surprised if it doesn't land on the PS5.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. But I think the SSD, because the PS5 is a slower machine, except for the SSD, which is quite significantly faster. Yeah. And I think that will benefit what they have built in terms of the rendering of 2 worlds. But we'll see. I'll be surprised if it doesn't land.
Yeah.
It's good. I liked it.
You did, and our review should be going live tomorrow.
That's not by me though. The review.
No, it's not.
That's by one of our other team. I had a skim through. I agree.
You did. He's amended it as well based on your comments as well. Yeah, he said. I think he said, "God doesn't J go on."
Yeah, shut up.
So any more news, Stupop?
Yeah, that's basically all I got. That's all I got.
The Microsoft Flight Sim UK update is coming out the 2nd week of February. For those that care.
Was there a trailer maybe for that, or some pictures? Yeah. I saw some pictures, and it looked ridiculous.
They've done a really, really good job. Asobo have of all these little updates that they're doing for all the different countries. I know Nathan in the team has played it a lot and has done the American update when they updated that and flew around America. The good thing that they do as well is they create a like a predetermined flight route for you, so you can go and have a little tour around all the new spots. So I'm expecting the same kind of thing for the UK one.
Is this free? The update?
Yeah, free update for all base versions of the game. So yeah, it's just a standard update that comes in the just the normal bundled Game Pass version.
Because it's, although from a video game point of view, the release was quite frustrating because it's, you can buy airports to get them reskinned to be more realistic and all that business. Yeah. But if you look at the actual flight sim market, they usually sell you every single patch for their games for like $100 and all this stuff. So if they're adding that stuff free, that's very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, so I shall be diving back into that, I think, when the UK update drops. Just purely to make sure that they've changed it so that Buckingham Palace isn't a block of flats.
Like it should be.
Yeah. Should be sold off to the council, and then they can get their roofs done. But yeah, I'm trying to think of if I've had any update news come through. I mean, I have got some news. Koch Media, however you want to pronounce them. Where is it? I may have deleted that email. There it is. Koch Media and Black Eye Games have created a partnership, and they've so that'll be a good little partnership that they're making there. I also saw something about Razer have bought. Is there a company called Game Controllers?
No idea.
Razer to acquire specialist console brand Controller Gear.
Never heard of them.
They're basically console accessories. So, yeah, it's basically licensed peripherals and merchandise.
Okay. So, I mean, Razer are good. I like Razer, so might see some more interesting products, I suppose.
That's it. And cyber shoes for the Oculus Quest are now available via Indiegogo. So, yeah. Shoes, yeah, so you can mimic walking and stuff.
Are they just Heelys?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. The thing is you have to sit down whilst you're using them.
Right.
So it kind of, on one hand, it's like it adds the immersion, but then on the other hand, it's taking it away with another, sort of with the other hand.
I think it's wonderful that VR has made walking less walky.
It's great, isn't it?
Big accomplishment.
You know? I mean, I find walking generally is a bit of a chore.
Yeah, but now you can sit down and walk.
I know. Although I was playing Onward on the VR today with my gun stock, and it was super cool.
There's a bit of strange tangentially related breaking news. Jeff Bezos has just stepped down as Amazon's CEO.
No way.
Oh.
Literally reported 2 minutes ago.
Well.
It's slightly related because I buy all my stuff from Amazon, including the consoles.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
anyway.
I don't know what to do with that. As he said, why?
There's a statement that says, I'm excited to announce that this Q3 I'll transition to executive chair of the Amazon board, and Andy Jassy, I think it is, will become CEO. In the exec chair role, I intend to focus my energies and attention on new products and early initiatives. Andy is well known inside the company and has been at Amazon almost as long as I have. He will be an outstanding leader and he has my full confidence. But beyond that, that's all we know.
Excellent. I think we should call him Andy Jazzy. I think we should refer to him. Andy Jazzy.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good addition. But yeah,
breaking news live on the pod.
Live on the pod, but by the time people get to actually listen to this on Spotify, and other podcasting apps, it'll be old news.
Yeah.
But you do get a 2-for-1 this week because the last episode is also going live at the same time. So there we go.
Yes,
but it
yes,
will be.
yes.
Yeah. It kind of got left outside in the snow and then covered up with all the snow. And Stu found it. But let's move on to our feature. So there's a little animation for all of those people watching live on the old Twitch. That's one. We're talking online services. And now, I'm not talking about things that are dodgy and shifty out there. I'm talking about things like Xbox Live and Game Pass and things like that. Now, obviously, we have our resident PC ID in the top right-hand corner, who doesn't... Well, no, you do have one gaming subscription when it comes to these kind of things.
I'm not actively technically paying for one right now. Because I had a good deal.
Are you on the Switch online? The Switch?
Oh, yeah. No, I do. I have a family plan on that. Yeah. I forget about the Switch. Yes, I do have one.
And he says he doesn't play console. And here he is with an Xbox sub and a Switch sub.
I know, right? You're just a big lie. You're just a big liar. But obviously, if you didn't have a Switch, Stu, and you didn't get a ludicrously good deal on the Game Pass for PC, do you think you would have Game Pass? Do you think you would purchase Game Pass?
No.
Not even when EA Play is out on it?
I was just going to say, EA Play is probably the only one I probably sub to, because I'm still in 2 minds, still sub now, even though I bought Madden today. I play more of those games than I do them most regularly. This seems to be quite a theme in just PC gaming world, that a lot of people sub specifically to Game Pass because they thought they were going to have EA Play. And then they all kicked off and all got refunds because it wasn't coming. But I wouldn't subscribe to Game Pass unless EA Play was there. If that was there, they're definitely games I'll be playing.
Okay, that's interesting.
I would like to call Stu out on something. He's got another sub, to my knowledge.
Right.
He doesn't sub to World of Warcraft anymore.
No. He doesn't? Okay.
I stopped. It was my New Year's resolution. I haven't actually subbed this year. So.
Yeah, I did question that the other day.
Yeah, I bought enough sub just to play over Christmas with the expansion. I kind of did what I did with it, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Because I've always found that a bit strange, subbing to literally one game.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I have my periods of subbing to it, because if I am subbing to just one game, I feel like all my time that I'm going to be playing games needs to be just on one game. And you don't always just want to play that one game all the time, And then if you don't play WoW or what have you, and you play something else, you feel like, but I'm now just wasting money on this sub that I'm not playing. So yeah, it is really strange paying for one sub. But it has been for a long time. And people pay it. So yeah, it is strange.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I did dabble in World of Warcraft before Christmas. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to justify paying £10 for that when I pay £12 for Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
I've dabbled in the uPlay Plus subscription. I had a couple of months using that. That's quite a good one. It's not the cheapest. I think it's one of the more expensive ones out there at $12.99, I think.
Yeah, it's $89 a year, isn't it now?
Oh, they've done it yearly, like Origins of it.
Yearly, yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, buying it yearly, if you're able to, excuse me, is more beneficial. because you get the like top tier of games. So like Assassin's Creed, you get like the gold editions or whatever they call the top tiers, which generally on their own at release are like 60-70 quid anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of my theory behind it, and I've got EA Play Pro at the moment, which obviously enables me to have all of the top tier games versions of stuff as well. But there are just so many. There really is so many, and you could quite easily get like caught down such a rabbit hole of all the different subscriptions. I mean, Jay, what subscriptions do you have?
So I'm a bit like Stu with Game Pass. I got that same deal, so I'm technically not paying for that until next year, the end of next year, I think it is. But arguably, I'm on the ultimate one, so that's Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass for console and PC, because it's the ultimate one. I'm on PS Plus. I don't tend to play online much with that. I mainly use it for the free stuff, really. Free, because I'm paying a sub. And then I've got Switch. I've got the Switch Online, and I think that's it. I've never bought one of the subs that's just for one publisher. The only time that I got interested was Game Pass, because they had a bit of a variety. It's not just Microsoft games, because then I don't know if it would be worth it, but at least there's quite a variety on Game Pass. Yeah. I've always wanted Sony to step up to that level with the day one releases. They've got PS Now, which is great if you've never had a PlayStation. Like if you're new into that market, brilliant. Sign up for that. That's a good little backlog for you. Maybe you could be subbed for a few months and get a lot out of it. But I've played everything that I want to play that's on it.
I think that's the problem with PS Now. Is there's the odd game, like I know the Lost Planet games are on there, and they're pretty good games and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's like I think last year they added Spider-Man. Yeah, like early last year, but by that point it was a 2-year-old game. So for me, everybody that I've played it in that window. Yeah. So it is a good deal if you're not getting games straight away and stuff. But yeah, the big one for me at the moment, although like Stu, I don't technically pay for it, is Game Pass. As a more of a console gamer, it's brilliant because there's a lot more on it. It does have the EA Play thing, which I'm not too bothered about EA games generally, but it's a nice addition to try out some stuff I wouldn't normally try out.
Yeah, I think the EA Play thing's quite an interesting one, because obviously EA are generally synonymous with sports games, but you forget some of the games that they have published, like Unravel and Unravel 2 and things like A Way Out as well. There are some really good games. I mean, there are some absolute crap on there as well, but you've got like all the Dead Space games. Yeah, exactly. There's just such a wide variety of games on there that you do sometimes forget that EA have published.
It's for me, because I know again it's a bit different to Stu because he's more into his multiplayer and his online. Yeah. So the sports side actually is brilliant for you because you get a few people together. Whereas with EA, I actually prefer their older stuff. When they were doing your Mass Effects and your Dead Spaces and stuff like that. Yes, you're right. There's Unravel and A Way Out and some new little not indie because it's EA, but smaller games. Yeah. But the sports stuff is like, it doesn't have enough cars or guns generally,
or cars with guns.
Perfect.
Yeah, Mass Effect remake Mass Effect remake in May. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, it's the whole trilogy. They're forgetting Andromeda. Sack that off.
How about yourself, Aaron? What kind of what subs and online services have you got?
I am with Game Pass, but
we have had the conversation where I'm not sure if I could justify paying for it and carry on paying for it, because I don't really use the Xbox. It's only for PC, and I don't really play anything on there, to be honest.
You got to stop playing Crossout. I've told you.
I know, and
Sack
I have
it off
this
and
week.
play some
I've done
proper
really
games.
well. I've only played, not
10 hours.
I've only played about an hour.
Yeah,
this week.
I've only played 10 hours a day. Cut down this week.
Yeah. So it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
I've just
I only
downloaded
play on-
Siege.
There you go. See,
Yeah,
that's not on
play
Game
that.
Pass. That's just you bought that.
I know. I got.
It is-
I mean,
I
in
nearly got
fairness-
the.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is on the Xbox Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got EA
Really?
Play.
It's actually part of Xbox Game Pass?
Sieges, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, on
Jesus.
console. Yeah.
Yeah, EA Play is the only other one. I've just stopped my PS Now subscription as I've got no PlayStation anymore. But yeah, that's about it. Just Game Pass, really.
Disappointing. Better take your name off all those PlayStation review codes that you put your name down for. You know?
Go change them.
Oh, no. Once you're off, they're off.
Yeah, you can never
Ever, ever.
No, don't open the spreadsheet now. Don't do it now.
I'm not on it. I'm not on it.
A likely story. It's one of those things, isn't it, with all these gaming subscriptions. And we had this conversation in the Discord the other day, and I know Sam Zen in the chat, if he's still in there, he thinks that the subs are the future of gaming. Which obviously I don't think they'll solely be the future of gaming, but I think they've integrated themselves massively into current generation of gaming. And obviously, if you had the Xbox Game Pass for the consoles, and then you got a Series S or a Series X, you've immediately got a massive library of games at your disposal.
I think one of the next steps we might see is, because Game Pass comes with what the artist formerly known as xCloud, I'll call it.
Yeah.
I can see there being, how you have an Amazon button and a Netflix button on your TV, and you've got all the apps on your TV. I can see Xbox stepping into that market.
Yeah.
Because by subscribing to Game Pass to get xCloud, you automatically get it on console, or depending on the level, console and PC, and that becomes their. I think subs are the future, but I think it's the doorway into the rest of the infrastructure or the market.
That's it, isn't it?
If you've got someone who's not really into gaming and they're just scanning through apps on their TV and go, oh, I'll give this a go, and then they end up, I don't know, picking something that they end up loving, they'll be like, maybe I will get that cheaper Xbox because my sub will work on that, and there's even more on that.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
it's
Xbox
a nice-
always posed the Xbox One as an entertainment system, and that's kind of generally how Xbox have focused their kind of marketing. So, I mean, Sony will be like, nah, you got to buy Bravia to have that. You know? Do you know what? I can see Microsoft releasing a Chromecast style device to allow that, because obviously not everybody's going to have a smart TV or want to plug it into a smart TV. But if you've got like a Chromecast style device that you can plug into any HDMI port, you know?
Yeah, purely for the streaming side.
Yeah, that's it. $4.99 a month, get your xCloud sub, which brings all your game, obviously not the entire Game Pass library, but it's still a pretty sizable library.
Good chunk.
Forza Horizon 4 is on xCloud, Minecraft Dungeons is on there, as well as like tons of other stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and it works. That's the thing as well.
It works really well.
Yeah, I know. Different internet and all that business, but I wrote an article for the site where I sort of gave it a bit of a run for its money, and I drove up. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere where I live, so I drove onto the Yorkshire Moors, where I got something like 1 meg internet, and it still ran Doom. Doom Eternal running on my phone, and I was like, this is mad.
We've established that anything can run Doom.
Yeah, this was Doom Eternal though. Sorry.
Oh yeah, but like
the latest one.
Doom Eternal and all the new games, they are so optimized. They could probably run on like a 56k modem.
Possibly, yeah. So I was expecting to write an article saying it's good with this big asterisk next to it, but surprisingly, it actually does really work. So I've used it quite a lot. I tend to use it for things like Slay the Spire or slightly more casual games like that. 2 Point Hospital I play a lot on my phone now with Game Pass. But yeah, if you can hook a market onto the sub via a TV or a dongle, it's your first step into that infrastructure, which is really what they're after. They're after people going, oh, actually, I'm enjoying myself here. Maybe I will get the more expensive machine or sign up on PC or something like that.
Yeah, that's it though. And like you said right at the beginning, you kind of want Sony to kind of wake up a little bit and kind of bring PS Now to a bit more. I mean, it's called PS Now for Christ's sake, not PS 2 years time. Do you know what I mean? It's that difficult thing. I love Sony. I'm not a fanboy by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, I prefer my PlayStation over when I've had Xboxes and stuff like that. And you just can't help but feel that even though the hardware is on par and things like that, and the games are quality, they're just steadily losing that bit of ground with Microsoft on their, on Game Pass and releasing all of their first-party titles to Game Pass, and all of the developers and the studios that they've bought in the past few years as well. You just can't help but feel that Sony are just steadily losing that little bit of sort of ground to Xbox, that Sony are going to have to do something pretty big to just kind of try and close that gap.
Yeah, I think that's fair, because I think the PS4 is really where Sony properly took off again. Even though the PS2 was big, it was big because it had a DVD player in it. Yeah. But the PS3 should have done way better than it did, but they dropped the ball with it.
Oh, massively.
And then the PS4 came along, and the quality of the games they were putting out was beyond anyone else. Granted, they hit that audience of sort of single-player narrative stuff, so they're not for everyone. They're very much my cup of tea, so I enjoyed, Last of Us and all that business. But now Xbox has more studios than Sony.
Yeah.
That starts becoming less of a, PlayStation, they've got the best exclusives. And everything else, like, if you took away those first-party studios of Sony's, they're not winning on any other front.
No.
In my opinion, I've got both. The hardware's not as nice. The UI's not as nice. The storefront's not as nice.
Yeah, I think with all that kind of stuff, it's that's all personal preference, isn't it? Like, I've always preferred the PlayStation controller over the Xbox controller. Well, yeah. I mean, some would say it probably is, and I actually quite like the cleanliness of the PlayStation UI, and I've always been a fan of simplicity and how simple it is. But the PS5 UI is confusing beyond belief.
Oh, I don't like it. I actually prefer it to the PS4, because I hated the PS4 one. But there's so much on it I just don't care about.
Yeah, there's a lot of
these
fluff.
Cards and tiles and
it is difficult. I mean, this next 12 months are going to be pivotal for the PS5. The games that they release and things like that, and it's going to be a massive 12 months for Sony.
Yeah, the biggest issue they face, both companies face, is there's no silicon. AMD are backed up and they can't get the consoles out.
Yeah, that is the big problem, isn't it? Getting those consoles because it's that thing of, you can make as good a service as you like and it can be the best service in the world, but if you haven't got those consoles to sell to the users, what good is it? You know. So, Aaron, you selling your PlayStation?
Yeah, it's gone. It got picked up a few hours ago.
Blimey, got picked up as well. Jesus.
I've got the money right here.
All right, show off. Jesus.
Cash money.
Well, it won't be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
the
no, it won't be because
PS5?
I know where you live, so I'm coming around and taking it.
Is the PS5 gone then?
Yes, it's gone.
Yeah.
You didn't have that for long?
No, well, I had it since release, but it just... I don't really use it, to be honest. I use it on FIFA night every now and again. But the PC is just better.
You won't get much of a PC upgrade for that, though.
No, it's not too much of the components. It's just a little bit. And I was looking at the Oculus as well.
Shocking.
I've got that up.
I do. I've been playing it a lot more the last couple of days. I actually played Game on Scorpio. Sam, the other Sam in the team, I played him at Beat Saber multiplayer today.
Beat Saber.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was fun. Although my arms are still a little bit sore from Thrill of the Fight a couple of days ago, so I wasn't as quite, enthused as I should be, as it were. But yeah, the tactical shooters and stuff on the Quest, and there's so many games. There's so many good games
as well. It's worth it.
I mean, it's expensive.
$299.
Yeah, it's $299, 64 gig version. Which, in all honesty, if you're just a casual Quest and VR user, is perfectly adequate.
Mm.
And I got the Big Daddy. Game on Scorpio's in the chat as well.
Yeah, I got the. I can't remember the storage size, but I got the full price one.
The 256.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we've got obviously Jace Psycho Sparky in the chat has got a Quest as well. Game on Scorpio's got a Quest. Obviously, you've got a Quest, Jay.
Yeah.
I've got a Quest. I know that Dan Bartle Dub has got a Rift S.
I ended up getting the Quest 2 because I was like, that's a pretty good price for what you get. And then I ended up buying the case, the strap, the wire. Before you know it, I've spent a fortune.
Yeah. The case is beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Some
Except
culture
for the
movie
weird-
nights, yes.
There's the
Plastic
weird
bit.
plastic bit that messes up your controllers. I don't know why that's in there. That's the one. Mine's upstairs. So
It's just beautiful.
But
Is that the case it comes in?
No.
no, it's like 50 quid
Yeah.
or something for that case.
Yeah, the weird bit in the middle is a bit strange, but yeah, it's good though.
If that's a
It's good.
protective case, then it's worth the £50.
Yes,
isn't
it
I
is
suppose?
solid and it's it's nice. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
gives that little bit of
Facebook,
extra
though,
protection.
which is why Stu's looking angry.
Yeah. That's just his normal
Because we
face.
Yes, it's meant.
Zuckerberg.
Although, have you
Zach's
noticed Quest
loving it.
3 has practically been announced though?
That's it.
Apparently so. Yeah, he said another VR headset is in the works. I mean, it's not anything to be thingy and what have you. But yeah, so yeah, these they're chatting VR in the thing. Got mine connected to my PC via Wi-Fi. Yes, we know you have, Sam.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised, veering slightly back on topic, that there's no VR subs. There's
is.
nothing to. Is there?
There is. HTC do one. It's called Viveport.
Okay. I've not seen that.
Yeah, and it is compatible with the Rift, I believe.
What does it get? Your games, does it?
So it does. So it gets you unlimited access to all of their games. So it's a proper sub Game Pass style. So you can pay it monthly for $12.99, or you can pay yearly, which is $8.99, but you have to obviously pay $8.99 times 12. But if I go to the games, I'll give you an example of the games that you get. So Super Hot VR, Phasmophobia, Arizona Sunshine, Walking Dead, Saints vs. Sinner. Some of these are only available if you buy the year one. So Walking Dead is only on the annual version of the sub.
That's weird.
Yeah, but you can change to headset, so you can Oculus Rift S Quest Plus link, there's 634 games that you can have.
Wow. I might actually look into that.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, like you say, it needs to be connected to the PC for those ones. Like you can't download them standalone. But LA Noire, the VR case files is on there. Moss, Space Channel 5 VR. I Expect You to Die. The Creed game. Five Nights at Freddy's. Layers of Fear. So it's quite a lot of good stuff. It's Viveport, Sam.
Viveport.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't mind being wired into the PC because I've come from having the Oculus Rift, which was wired anyway. I've actually.
I mean, you can if you're. Sam's got it set up. He's got his connected over a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi at home using virtual desktop, and he's raved about it and said it's brilliant. So there are the possibilities of wireless connection.
Yeah, I just bought myself a 15 quid lead on Amazon.
Yeah, I've done the same, to be fair. I've got like a 5-meter cable. Gets me into my little VR space that's all pre-done.
Yeah, I might look into wireless as well. But it's a good sounding sub actually.
It's definitely, I think, obviously it's run by HTC, so they want it to be the best games for their users. Also, though, on the old Quest, you've got SideQuest, which you can upload onto the Quest, which allows you to have access to like free games and bits and pieces.
Yeah, so I've side quested mine purely to mod Beat Saber because I love Beat Saber. Yeah. So I've gone in. I'm actually a registered Oculus developer now, just so I can put funky songs on Beat Saber.
Yeah, I'm an Oculus developer so that I can play their version of Time Crisis, which is good.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, I mean, you won't go wrong, Aaron, if you go for a VR headset. The 64 gig version will do you just perfectly as well, I think.
I mean, it'll be my boy would use it a lot as well, which is a bonus. Obviously. He is 11. That's a thing.
Is he allowed to use it? Doesn't VR mess up kids' eyes?
Yeah, you got to be.
Or am I imagining that?
I mean, you already wear glasses, anyway.
I mean, the PSVR, haven't you got to be like 12 or something? They recommend.
Have a look.
So, but it's always a recommended age. It's not a mandatory age. So nobody ever listens to the recommended ages anyway. I mean, how many kids out there are playing GTA?
13. It is the recommended age is 13.
Yeah, it's something to do with eyes haven't. Eyes haven't fully developed or some rubbish like that.
Well, maybe I could buy it and you could use it in a couple of years.
Well, there you go. Exactly.
You can show him it.
Yeah, I go, look, this is nice, and watch me
play.
Good
thing as well, you can hook it up to the Oculus app on your phone or iPad or whatever, and you can even watch it through a browser so that people can still partake in that kind of watching you play the games whilst you're in there as well.
Some games you need that. Have you ever played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes?
Oh yes, I love that game.
Yeah, so you have instructions on the TV that people have to relay to you, and you see something else on the headset.
Yeah, I had the PDF on my iPad at one point.
You can go full blown PDF and search function and all sorts. But that's a fun game.
Does sound interesting.
It's a very good game. I Expect You to Die is also a good game, which is similar-ish, but you almost play a spy and you get put into different environments. So like one of them is you have to start, like you're sat in a car, you go to start the car and it starts filling up with gas and stuff like that. So you have to get work out how to get out. But that's Facebook, which is why Stu's sat there with his face on. But if you get one game, if you get one game on the VR, and you can only get one game, Super Hot VR.
Beat Saber.
Super Hot VR. Every time.
I would get Beat Saber.
I mean, Beat Saber, if you can get two games, Beat Saber and Super Hot.
If I get two, I will pick up Super Hot too.
Super Hot VR is amazing. Super Hot is great. Onward is great as well. You could join our squad. Me and Sam were taking down insurgents earlier today, which was good fun. Until we kept on dying because it was too difficult.
I've not.
But anyway,
that.
It's a good game. It's a good game. Enough of that. It is now 10 o'clock. We have been talking for coming up to an hour, which means that unfortunately we are, unless anybody's got any further news, further snippets of information.
Nope.
Nope.
Except for
Nobody.
I feel like consolers should not pay to play online.
We know.
I agree.
I do agree, but
And you can't justify it with free games. You should not.
It's actually worse for Microsoft because you can literally play their games for free on PC.
Yeah.
On the same servers.
Yeah.
So,
But obviously with Xbox as well and Microsoft, you get to play anywhere on their games. So you can have your good old Forza Horizon 4 on your PC and your Xbox.
yeah. And
But
your
I
phone.
agree, we shouldn't have to pay for online and your phone, yeah. And I'm not saying that justifying it by saying you get free games is no justification, but it kind of makes it a little less difficult to swallow.
Yeah, I'd just rather not get the free games and have it all free.
Yeah,
But
like
there we
Sony first originally did.
Yeah, but their servers were
Shit.
iffy back then, weren't they?
Just say it how it is. They were shit.
But yeah,
Like-
the Microsoft one always winds me up because I'll be playing Gears 5. I mean, I have Game Pass Ultimate, which has Xbox Gold in it, but I'll be playing Gears 5 on Xbox on a paid-for sub while on the same server as PC players that get it free.
Just doesn't make sense, does it? That's the thing. I think that's the thing. It's but at the same time, though, Stu, we only pay £400 or so for our systems,
Yeah.
and we don't have to constantly upgrade it. So
That's the other thing. I guess, with the consoles, it's heavily discounted. They give you at a discounted price because they want you to use their services a bit. I understand that. I mean, I'm doing upgrades myself, and I've already spent more than what I could go and get a console right now.
exactly. Should have just got a console, to be fair, mate.
No.
Yeah. You should have got an Xbox, but
Yeah.
you've got Game Pass.
Yeah, you should have got an Xbox.
Oh.
Then you could have tried that little doohickey that we got offered.
Yeah, I could have tried that actually.
Because that would have answered all your questions if you could plug any keyboard and mouse in and play it on any game. Because I'm pretty sure if we go back to any kind of podcast where we've spoken about you getting a console, you've turned around and said, well, if I can use keyboard and mouse on any game.
That means the third-party peripheral, though. Is it any
Yeah,
good?
but you could have tested it.
I could have tested it. Yeah,
You're just not a team player. Just not a team player.
PC or nothing.
PCON.
Yeah.
Pecan.
Pecan.
But yeah. Well, anyway, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure, as always, spending this hour of my life with you guys that I'll never get back. And you know what the funny thing is I'm about to spend even more time with more of you
Yeah.
after this. Although, I've got packs to open on Madden 21, but I might wait until tomorrow for that, if I can resist.
Resist the urge.
As always, this podcast has been dutifully brought to you by Wraith Energy. So, enter code THUMB at your checkout to get a lovely 10% discount, and they've just released some new flavors and updated their old ones. They're quite nice. New flavor, blueberry lemonade. Nom 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 nom.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, blueberry lemonade, nitro orange, and Stu's favourite, RG berry.
The audio listeners is shaking his head.
Yeah, I think they could hear him shaking his head.
Yeah.
But yeah, as always, though, we don't do this stuff without, obviously, we enjoy just bringing the content to the people listening and to the people watching. So, as always, catch us on social media, thumb_culture on Twitter, and come and join the conversation. Come and join the chat. Find us. Let us know what podcasts you listen to, whether you're subbed to the podcast and you get it every time it goes live on any of the podcasting apps, which we are on them all, practically. But you will get a 2-for-1 on this one because you'll get 2 episodes going live at the same time.
Yes.
I mean, I'd love to say you'll get 2 episodes going live at the same time, but there is quite a big opportunity and possibility that you might get 3.
Yeah,
none.
we'll see, yeah,
Or
we'll see
none,
how-
yeah, or none. This just goes like straight in the bin, you know. But no, all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.